In the town of Giggleton, where cows wrote sonnets and the river flowed with sparkling lemonade, to cut the richness of all the cheese, life was usually predictably absurd. But one morning, the unthinkable happened. The cheese moon, a local landmark shaped like a giant wheel of Emmental, began blushing. "It's turning pink," cried Mayor Brie-Arthur, his opera voice accidentally shattering a nearby quiche display. "This is worse than the time Griffin the Goat ate the town's tax records," Detective Fondue, now semi-retired and running a questionable cheese-themed bed and breakfast, was called in. He squinted at the moon. Romantic cheese tragedy. Classic. The mystery deepened when love poems began appearing all over town, written in melted butter. "Roses are red, brie is soft, without your holes, I feel aloft." The townsfolk panicked. "Who's flirting with the moon?" Enter Sir Nibblesworth, the reformed vegan mouse, now moonlighting as a marriage counselor. This reeks of unrequited love. The moon's in a Gouda place emotionally. Meanwhile, Griffin the Goat, now a self-proclaimed wellness guru, claimed he'd seen a shadowy figure serenading the moon with a lute made of lasagna. It was a ghost, he insisted, nibbling a kale chip. A romantic ghost, with a cheese allergy. Detective Fondue followed a trail of heart-shaped cheese curds to the cavern of curdled dreams, where he found Larry the lactose-intolerant dragon, sobbing into a wheel of camembert. "It's me," Larry sniffled. "I wrote the poems. I'm in love with the cheese moon." He burped mournfully, accidentally torching a nearby fondue fountain. "But, the moon's a rock," Fondue said. "She's not a rock," Larry wailed. "She's a moon, and her craters look like Swiss cheese. She's beautiful, turns out." Larry had been sneaking lactase pills and reciting bad poetry to the moon for weeks. His fiery sighs had turned it pink. But now, heartbroken, he planned to melt the moon into a romantic fondue. "If I can't have her, no one can." Chaos ensued. Griffin tried to calm Larry with goat yoga, but Larry's downward dragon pose set a haystack on fire. Sir Nibblesworth offered vegan cheese alternatives. "Love is dairy-free, Larry." Mayor Brie-Arthur sang an aria so high-pitched, it summoned a flock of confused parrots. In the end, Detective Fondue had an idea. "Larry, what if you wrote the moon a song instead? Something she can hear?" Larry hesitated. "I'm tone deaf." "Perfect." Fondue handed him a kazoo. Larry played a screechy, off-key ballad titled, "My heart burns for you, but my stomach hates dairy." Miraculously, the cheese moon shimmered, and a tiny chunk broke off, landing in Larry's claw. It was shaped like a heart. "She loves me," Larry cried. The town erupted in cheers. The moon returned to its usual golden hue, and Larry retired to a lactose-free cottage with his moon heart, which he named Brie-Arthur. As for Fondue, he went back to his B&B, muttering, "Love stinks. But Limburger stinks worse." Moral of the story: never trust a dragon with a kazoo.